8 February 2020, and today I want to give you a quick update of what is happening in the Zimbabwe military. My sources have revealed that there is major panic among the generals because there is a lot of resignations taking place among the soldiers, especially the junior soldiers, and military commanders and generals are starting to suspect that someone or a third force is recruiting these soldiers, but they're not sure why these soldiers are being recruited, who is recruiting them, and where these people are going. So as you saw yesterday, there was a report in the Zimbabwe Independent that the Zimbabwe military has sent out thousands of military intelligence people, SAS and SIB, to spy on communities. So what has happened is they've sent out these people to spy in rural areas, in high density areas, and even in universities, places like that, to gauge the likelihood of people breaking out into riots in Zimbabwe. They want to find out if it is possible that people are going to riot because of the bad situation that is there now in Zimbabwe. The situation has become so bad. They have also tried, so they're trying to find out how popular is Idi Mnangagwa at the moment. So this is one of the other possibilities. How popular is Idi Mnangagwa in the community? What are the chances of people revolting against him? So this was the report which is in the Zimbabwe Independent, which shows that indeed things are not normal within the Zimbabwe military. There's apprehension among the top level of the army. There's also the issue of Mnangagwa relying on the military. So Mnangagwa has been relying a lot on the Zimbabwe military. It is clear that if the military was not supporting Idi Mnangagwa, he would not be in office as we speak. But this issue that has come up, the fact that these young soldiers are resigning from their jobs, commanders are not sure if these guys are just people that don't have money, they're disgruntled with working in the military, or someone is recruiting them. They suspect that if someone recruits these young military soldiers, they will then use them if there was an attack on Idi Mnangagwa to remove him. Instead of a normal riot, they're also concerned that there's a possibility of a person that is with money attacking and removing Idi Mnangagwa. Then that would be out of control. If that was to happen, the Zimbabwe military will not be in control of that transition. Something would have happened that is not in their control. And at the moment, the Zimbabwe military would want to manage what happens in Zimbabwe, how things happen. So you might see that the Zimbabwe military could move forward or go ahead based on what they've assessed, based on all this intelligence that they are receiving. They would then make a decision on what to do. So what do I think? Do I think there is someone recruiting soldiers so that they can attack Idi Mnangagwa? I doubt very much that someone is out there trying to recruit soldiers so that they can attack Idi Mnangagwa. Instead, I suspect that these young soldiers are probably being recruited to go and fight in a foreign country. So there is a more likelihood that someone will come and say, take soldiers in Zimbabwe and then take them to another country. For example, Syria, places like that, Iraq. You see, Zimbabwe could easily fight there as part of mercenaries. And then, obviously, they get paid in US dollars. But as far as military commanders in Zimbabwe are concerned, there is that possibility that these young guys are being recruited. Then they're taken out of Zimbabwe for training. When they finally come back, they could then attack the government of Idi Mnangagwa and remove him. So the surveillance that is currently taking place, as reported by the Zimbabwe Independent, which is internal, they are also surveilling these young soldiers that are still within the military. What can these guys do? Is it possible that these young guys can revolt against the government? So on top of surveilling communities, they're surveilling people who are inside the military. Remember, I also mentioned last week that there's been movements within the army. They're shifting people around. They're moving people in the presidential guard. That shows a state of panic within the Zimbabwe military, the top ranks of the Zimbabwe military. So this is the update that I wanted to give you. Zimbabwe generals, army generals, commanders concerned that the huge number of resignations or people just leaving the army may indicate that someone is recruiting so that they can come back and attack the government of Zimbabwe. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back later in the afternoon. Please, if you are receiving this on WhatsApp, send it to as many people as possible. If you are receiving this on YouTube or Facebook, please like, comment, and share. Thank you very much.